Paradise.
Hidden among the mountains, a lost Shangri-La paradise.
Rehash.
You spent the whole weekend rehashing stories about Itchy, Rusty, and Love Boat.
Generation.
Skills are passed down from generation to generation.
Reproducible.
And either way, the results of the experiment are not reproducible.
Galaxy.
Galaxies are first and foremost large collections of stars.
Bucket. Now we lift the buckets.
Squabble.
The Hungarian leader squabbles with some in his party and with America.
Deductive.
Wow, you are not a very good cop. Terrible deductive reasoning.
Acquisition.
The business of life is the acquisition of memories.
Unexplored.
The vast majority of our deep seas remain unexplored and unknown.
Payment.
I wanted to ask what method of payment you prefer.
Reinterpret.
He revisits and convincingly reinterprets defining moments of the Islamic Republic.
Anti-gravity.
The anti-gravity training was crazy, though.
Alimony.
I wrote the final alimony check to my ex-wife.
Undifferentiated.
Only if you're this jellyfish, which periodically reverts to a mass of undifferentiated protoplasm.
Establish. At the time, Stanford University was just getting established.
Accomplish.
You're going to accomplish all of your goals.
Felicity.
"Oh, my dear, dear aunt," she rapturously cried. "What delight! What felicity!"
Conflagration.
Arsonists rarely get caught in their own conflagrations.
Segregation.
Wallace embraced the evils of segregation.
Durable.
Unlike the paint we put on cars, this paint is far more durable.
Lumpy.
Oh, my smoothie is a lumpy.
Codify.
Justinian also codified Roman law and built the beautiful cathedral of Hagia Sophia.
Household.
The war destroyed many households.
Gust.
A gust of wind blew my hat away.
Profession.
He is a doctor by profession, a skilled one.
Drawl.
There you are, he drawled, looking at them.
Pebble.
Suddenly, Mr. Duncan saw the red pebble.
Armor. So, if they got armor on, it's a battle.
Euphoria.
Euphoria is a feeling of great happiness and excitement.
Gratis.
Supposedly.
And he was built supposedly 4,500 years ago.
Scenario.
I just want to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
Bandy.
I mean, in reality, he was small and bandy, wasn't he?
Glib.
How can you be so arrogant and glib after everything that you've done?
Stressful.
I know how stressful school is.
Starvation.
Everyone is dying of starvation.
Texture.
Come on. You feel the fibers, the texture, it's almost alive.
Mobilization.
At the peak of mobilization in September 1942, there were 157,000 in the armed services.
Antithesis.
See, perfection is the antithesis of authenticity.
Bemusement.
With closer friends too, we should dare to reveal our bemusement.
Biologist.
Biologists have made a lot of progress in understanding aging.
Deduction.
I could not help laughing at the ease with which he explained his process of deduction.
Insect.
The forest is full of insects.
Recapitulate.
And by doing so, to recognize the signaling pathways that might be reactivated to recapitulate the original development and restore hair cells by that means.
Boycott.
Mr. Odinga urged his supporters to boycott work on Monday.
Mercenary.
Young men don't make good mercenaries.
Infirmity.
This is not some sort of infirmity, okay? It's not like I've lost the ability to walk.
Percussion.
What kind of musician?
Percussion instruments are my speciality.
Querulous.
Suddenly, however, he broke out into a sharp, querulous cry.
Revitalize.
They will become brilliant technicians who revitalize American manufacturing.
Courteous.
Be polite, be courteous, follow the cultural rules of the place you're at.
Aerodynamic.
The car's aerodynamic shape equals making it able to move faster.
Raise.
And I like to raise my hand to answer questions.
Barn.
Barns play a vital role in the storage of rice.
Digit.
He doesn't know the number exactly, but double digits.
Supporter.
I'm saying you're a supporter of the new law, right?
Foil.
After 25 minutes, remove the foil and bake for another 5 minutes.
Sling.
He fitted the shield on his arm and slung the sword by his side.
Intransigence.
Negotiations collapsed in the face of trade union intransigence.
Commercial.
Aleppo is Syria's largest city, its main commercial center.
Scribe.
I've had my scribes draw up an agreement.
Hoe.
Hundreds of people came with shovels and hoes.
Splat.
Actually made the blood splats clear so it looked like sweat.
Brittle.
Unlike metals and plastics, though, they are brittle.
Community.
The Irish community in the United States is very big.
Buffer.
The goal is to create a buffer zone that prevents the spread of the disease.
Pursuit.
Look, our forefathers died for the pursuit of happiness, okay?
Defrost.
If that meat defrosts, you could get salmonella and die.
Exile.
We were condemned as criminals, forced into exile.
Tirelessly.
He has worked tirelessly for peace.
Coda.
They also emulate each other's songs or codas.
Chateau.
There is no grand chateau, no marble staircase.
Missive.
Missives from his office after the attack underline this message.
Spurn.
But with Mrs. Reed, I remember my best was always spurned with scorn.
Charter.
Next year marks 70 years since the signing of the United Nations Charter.
Smog.
The smog here was so thick, drivers couldn't see where they were going.
Abdomen.
He is bleeding from the abdomen.
Motive.
Money is always a good motive for murder.
Import.
All Britain's oil and over half its food had to be imported.
Mingle.
And in all lands love is now mingled with grief.
Compatibility.
But with people, whether or not they last is all about compatibility.
Pollinate.
Bees and butterflies pollinate our food, flowers, and trees.
Libelous.
Diagnosis.
Prompt diagnosis is key for successful treatment.
Alienation.
When I want dark, depressing thoughts about alienation and nothingness, I watch cable news.
Low.
Economic.
And rising prices could be a threat to economic growth.
Retroactive.
That put us to sleep and caused a retroactive memory blackout!
Specificity.
Would you like to leave a message of some specificity?
Vibrate.
Have you ever felt your phone vibrate when it really didn't?
Proliferate.
Squids' inventive adaptations have allowed them to proliferate for over 500 million years.
Compete.
Everybody loves him. I can't compete with this guy.
Negation.
What Wordsworth had wanted was that nature, the British countryside, should be the negation of the town.
Syllogism.
I'm afraid that the following syllogism may be used by some in the future.
Dietary.
Well, they had to conform with Muslim dietary restrictions.
Quizzical.
And if we do get expelled? Hermione asked, a quizzical look on her face.
Assign.
I used to assign homework to my students at the university when I taught there.
Indoctrinate.
I won't let her be indoctrinated by the church.
Anxious.
He was anxious and uncertain, wondering what he would hear.